To know me professionally is to know what I call the lie of aging. Now, as a personal trainer, when it comes to that particular subject, most people expect me to speak about exercise and nutrition. And while those are extremely important, they're not what drives longevity. The true secret to longevity is something far more significant. Increasing your lifespan by maintaining your purpose. Today on the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast.
Welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast with Garrett Williamson. Health, wellness, exercise, nutrition, and a whole lot more. Got questions? Call us and leave a message at 251-278-EDGE or message us at Personal Edge Fitness on Facebook and Instagram, at Team PE on Twitter, or personaledgefitness.com.
Good day and welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Garrett Williamson, president of Personal Edge Fitness. And if you have any questions about this podcast, or you have any ideas for or questions about any of the myths associated with health, fitness, or wellness, please reach out to me. Contact me at Garrett, Garrett, at personaledgefitness.com. That is also our website, personaledgefitness.com, and our Facebook page, which is Personal Edge Fitness. You can contact us through any of those mediums. You're also welcome to call me at our mobile location at 251-341-0927 or Eastern Shore at 251-651-0927. This is a topic I harp on a lot, I know. I talk a lot about aging, and there's many reasons why. It's a passion of mine. I'm actually writing a book on the subject. It's something I've been studying for over 30 years. Daily, I'm confronted with this, especially through our clientele. Now, we have a large clientele as far as demographic is concerned. We have clients that are young as 3 years old. We have clients that are as old as 94, and our median age is 39, and 35% of our clientele is over the age of 65. Aging keeps coming up almost no matter what age client I work with. It's a real myth. And you've heard me talk about it before. There's 5 components of aging, which are genetics and fitness, nutrition, healthcare, and lifestyle. And of those 5, only one of them is you can't control, and that is genetics. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your parents. You've heard me say that many times. But what we're really talking about are the 4 aspects of ability. That's the most important part, being able, being continually able, not losing any kind of ability as time passes on the calendar. And the 4 aspects of ability are fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and the most important, which is mindset. But the real driver to longevity happens to be in the mindset territory and in the lifestyle territory, and that is purpose. Now, there's been some recent studies relating to exercise and purpose and what have you, and I'm going to throw a little bit of that in here today. So I'm speaking about a particular study that actually I'll be covering on another podcast concerning another subject dealing with corporate wellness, but it does have aspects that will help us here in this podcast today. Purpose. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm from Alabama. I grew up in South Alabama, and I actually I'm a graduate of the University of Georgia. I was a pole vaulter there. And go Dogs, I'm a big Georgia fan. But of course, being in Alabama, I'm very familiar with and watched and followed for many, many years. Met on a couple occasions, got pictures with him when I was a young child. And as Coach Bear Bryant, there are many people that take their hat off when you mention that name in Alabama, and many people that, of course, duck their head, just bow their head a bit when you say that name. Bear Bryant was extremely popular in this state. It still is extremely popular, and in many ways likened to a god in this state. But I've used this example before. Bear Bryant was asked about when he would retire, and he actually stated that if I stopped coaching, I'd probably die. And lo and behold, it was a rather scary foreshadowing, because he actually passed away 1 month following coaching his last game. Now, the reason I bring this up, and you see this a lot, people that retire and their lifespan starts to shorten, they seem to be rapidly declining. We also find this with people who have a loved one that they spent their life with, and that loved one passes away, and then all of a sudden their health starts to deteriorate and they pass away. I say this keenly with my clients as I see them approach retirement. Now, this is something that I feel I'm very blessed with. And the reason I say I'm blessed with it has shaped my exit strategy. It shaped my thoughts about retirement, my thoughts about what am I going to do, who am I going to be once I decide to, hang up this whole fitness thing. So many times with my clients, that are professionals that have regular careers, I see this also in those particular careers that lend themselves to this. We develop our entire identity. It becomes associated with our career. I'm an attorney. I'm a physician. I'm a personal trainer. I'm the owner of XYZ business. I'm the president of Personal Edge Fitness. This becomes our identity. Now, it's something that we complain about, going to work every day. It's the stresses of the job, whether or not we're going to make enough sales. Am I going to see enough patients? Am I going to be able to maintain my reputation? Yeah, we've got all kinds of stresses there, but we do this for so long, it really becomes our identity. I mean, I have to say that being the president of Personalized Fitness and creating this brand, yes, it's very much my identity. I'm proud of that identity. I like it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be the president of this organization, as my father was as a physician. He loved being, Dr. Garrett Williamson. He loved being that person, that identity. And I see this in all my clients. But what happens when you start to turn away from that identity? In other words, you're letting it go. You're retiring. You're stepping away from it. And this is something that too few people take into account. Not only what am I going to do when I retire, because there's all kinds of flippant answers that come out with, I'm going to play more golf, I'm going to travel, I'm going to spend time with the grandkids, and that's all great. All those things are fantastic. But do you really think about what's your identity going to be? Who are you going to be? What's your purpose? What's the thing that has driven you all your life? You're now stepping away from that. Well, who are you going to be now? Now, why is that important? Well, go back to the Bear Bryant example. I mean, his whole life he was, many people would argue, the coach of football. I mean, Lord, he was on the cover of Time magazine. His whole identity changed. He was still Bear Bryant and what have you, but his purpose, being needed by his team, being needed by the university, being needed by the assistant coaches, being needed by the individual athletes themselves, that all changed when he retired. We see this with physicians not being required by their patients anymore. We see this with accountants. We see it with every single career out there. And as that purpose changes, they start to lose their way, I guess you'd say. And what happens when we do that, the lifestyle changed so drastically that the things that we did to maintain that purpose, to maintain that identity, to maintain that lifestyle also change. I mean, it affects everything from your daily, of course it affects your daily schedule, so your exercise is affected, your nutrition is affected, all of your activity from walking around the office to getting up early in the morning to get going first thing in the morning to maintain your schedule, all this changes. And without that purpose, without that drive, without that entity or people or customer needing you, your mindset changes. And this can actually lead to depression. And this is something that we really need to look at a lot more. More people need to be focused on, okay, I've got this lifestyle change coming, and many of us are seeking what I call the ultimate slowdown, which is retirement. And I think retirement is wonderful. I look forward to my own. But we look forward to it without thinking about, wow, I'm running away from the rat race and all the things I complain about my career, but I'm also running away from my identity. And we don't look at that. We don't think of that as something that we don't typically concern ourselves with. Now, the study that I was talking about, believe it or not, relates to exercise and people using exercise to help them create a positive mood. Now, that's not far-fetched. That's not far-fetched to think that exercise increases your mood. Many people know about this. I'm sure that's not foreign to you. I've spoken about it on podcasts before. But what they found in this study is they found people that were clinically depressed and actually on medication. And we're talking 14,000 people involved in this. And they started changing some of their nutrition and changing their exercise habits, actually had them start to exercise. And what they found is, yes, they got in a little better shape, they were feeling better, and they may have still been overweight or what have you, but their mood started to change so much so that they were starting to find purpose. They were starting to have a desire again, showing that positivity, and therefore finding a reason to go and do things. Now, we see this a lot with people that retire and go into volunteering. And usually the excuse is made that I needed something to do. Well, yeah, but really what we're looking for, and there's nothing wrong with this, what we're looking for is we're looking for someone to need us. We're looking for a purpose. We're looking for something to give us a schedule, to give us a reason to get up, get going, and do things. You know, we're humans. We all want and need that. One of the fears that we are born with is the fear of not being loved. And this goes along with that. I was speaking to one of my clients the other day who recently retired, and I was so proud of him because when I have a client looking at retirement, that's one of the first things I ask him. Okay, what are you going to do? Who are you going to be? How are you going to live your life? And not just outside of the, well, I'm going to go play golf. Not just the what are you going to do? What's going to be your purpose? How are you going to maintain that? And this particular individual is celebrating his retirement. I mean, this is what everybody wants. He enjoyed what he did for so long. That part of his life changed. He will honestly tell you the last year or two, it just wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't quite what he thoroughly enjoyed doing for so many years. And he stepped away from it, but he immediately stepped away from it, and he took weeks off. I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot longer than that, but he ended up taking like a couple, 3 weeks off, and then he got into volunteering. And he was overjoyed to tell me about his first volunteering project. He came in, and one of the first things he said to me that morning, the first morning I saw him after his volunteer, he blurted out, I did my first volunteering yesterday. I said, well, great, fantastic. And he started telling me in detail what he was doing. And it was a rather, most of us will look at it and think of it as somewhat of a mundane job. But it was something that provided him purpose. He was making a difference in people's lives. He is going to increase his lifespan strictly because of that. Now, we have purpose that are careers. We have purpose that are volunteering efforts like that. We have purpose that are people. Purpose like my wife is a great purpose. Spending time with your spouse, spending time with your grandkids, another incredible purpose. Now, the way you can get, if you find yourself in that rut, or you find yourself in, okay, I'm not sure, well, it's starting to make sense, Garrett, okay, I'm looking forward to my retirement. Lord, I don't want to go to work every day, but yeah, okay. Makes sense that there are things that I like about my job. There are things I like about myself because I am this person. How am I going to confront that? How am I going to change? And what's this exercise got to do with it? Well, if you're already in an exercise program, of course, maintain it. I mean, keep it going. There's no reason not to keep that schedule. This particular individual I was telling you about has not changed his schedule as far as exercise. He doesn't have to come in as early as he does because of work, but he still continues that same regimen. So whatever your regimen you do, plan on continuing it. Even if you say, well, I don't have to get up early in the morning and go work out anymore. Okay, then set a time. Figure a time that you're going to work out. What is going to be your schedule? 3 ways that I say to address this and actually finding your purpose through exercise are the 3 W's: water, walk, and weights. The reason I bring up water, walk, and weights and tie this whole thing to exercise is the fact that leaving that identity can bring on depression. I mean, for a few days, it's like having a few days off, like a vacation. You're overjoyed. You've got time off. You're excited. Then all of a sudden, it hits you. It hits you about not having that purpose, not having that reason to go to work, not having those people need you. So the reason I bring up the water, walk, and weights is first and foremost, what helps your brain more than anything? Well, water. What increases your energy level? Water. What makes you think clearer and try to make a plan and what have you? Of course, water. Second is walk. Now, if you're maintaining a fitness program, you're addressing that already. But if you're not, hey, get out and go for a walk. The fresh air will do you good. Yeah, but also increasing your circulation will start to make you feel a little better. And also give you time, if you haven't already planned it, as you seek your retirement, it would give you time to think about, okay, who am I going to be? What am I going to do? What do I really want to do? Where do I want to dedicate my life? I promise you, nobody seriously desires to sit on the couch for a long, extended amount of time for years. I promise you that's not the case. So take that time to consider what you're going to do, who you're going to be. And of course, the reason I bring up weights is the fact that we don't want muscle to atrophy. You don't want your body to start to decline, because bringing on aches and pains and what have you will, of course, increase your depression. Also give you these ridiculous ideas that, hey, I can't do anything. I do have to slow down. There's not much of a choice I have, but this retirement is getting me. So starting with water, walk, and weights will lead you to and give you the ability, give you that push, give you that mental and physical push to find your purpose or maintain your purpose and enjoy retirement. This goes to the whole mindset as far as ability is concerned. This is why I say when I talk about the 4 aspects of ability, which are the real keys to quote-unquote aging, of fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset. I harp on lifestyle and mindset so much because it starts with mindset and then it goes to your lifestyle. If you have your purpose, you have something to do, whatever, that's going to dictate your lifestyle. And you can, of course, aid it with your exercise and nutrition. Now, I'm kind of going off a little bit on this particular subject because it's something very, very near and dear to my heart. But if you have any questions about it, please contact me at Garrett, Garrett, at personaledgefitness.com. You can also reach me at our website, which is personaledgefitness.com, and our Facebook page, Personal Edge Fitness. Feel free to come by and visit us at our Mobile or Eastern Shore locations, or call us at 251-341-0927. Folks, no matter what, as you change your lifestyle, as you change your career, as you maybe step away from work or step out of the realm of being a parent because you're now an empty nester. No matter what, do not lose your purpose. You can shift it, you can change it, but you always want to maintain it because it is truly what drives your health, fitness, and wellness and will help you find your level of wellness. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast with Garrett Williamson. Subscribe now and be a part of the show by calling 251-278-EDGE or message us on Facebook and Instagram at Personal Edge Fitness or at Team PE on Twitter, and visit us at personaledgefitness.com.